So, Mark, at the end of October, October 31st to be exact.
Halloween, things you do at the end of the month, pumpkin picking, pumpkin carving.
Keep going.
Hockey season. I'm
Keep
just
going.
naming things. I'm just
All
naming
good-
things off on your screen right now. Things that are behind you.
All good things, but, Mark,
Yes.
East of the River Comic Book and Collectible Show is back at the American Legion
Oh, yeah.
in Enfield, Connecticut. We haven't had a show in Enfield since February of 2020.
Wow. That feels like a long time ago.
It is a very long time ago. It's going to be starting at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Looks like you're reading
bird-
this off a flyer.
I am. Early bird is at 9 a.m. It's $1 to get in and $3 for
man.
early bird. I will be selling my stuff as well. I have about over 200 new comics I've thrown in my bins. I've actually expanded my comics that I will be selling.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I got a lot of newer stuff. And I still do mostly everything's $1 unless it's marked. So look out for that. A lot of cool stuff.
And for folks to know, I will be going to the show in costume.
Yes, you can show up in costume if you like.
I'll be dressing up as Matt Ryan and be Mr. Free Lunch Studios for the day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, please come join us October 31st at the American Legion for East of the River Comic Book and Collectible Show. Masks will be required. Whatever Connecticut laws are going on right now, that will be the law of the land. So I can't really tell you if that's what's that going to be. Things can change. But anyway,
I'll be wearing hazmat suits as we walk around the show. Who knows?
Yeah, but please join us. It's going to be a great time. It's the first one back since February 2020, October 31st. We'll see you there.
Hello, welcome to Geekonomics. I'm your host, Mark Warnock, alongside the one, the only, Brian Kazaska, and Skeleton, the Skeletor, Skelly T Boy. Kevin? Is that his name? What is your skeleton's name?
No, Kevin. We named those little stink bugs that you get in the fall season, Kevin's. So, there's a Kevin. I don't remember what I named him. I think it's Hank or Henry.
Okay.
But Henry or something. But anyway, I got him closer. And he's got glow-in-the-dark rats on him.
Ah,
you can see.
Yeah.
So, put those right there. But I'm ready for Halloween, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, decorating the house, put stuff outside.
Dirty bushes out front.
Huh?
Yeah, you have your dirty bushes out front.
My big boobed bush out there. But yeah, it's. Man, I'm loving. Last year, I felt like,
there was a pandemic going on. So.
It's still going on, but we're better. But the
it
holidays didn't really
last
exist.
Year, yeah.
So it's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm really into it this year. All right, Mark.
I'm not. So there you go.
You're bah humbug.
Halloween's stupid.
You know what movie I saw for the first time? Hocus Pocus.
You saw Hocus Pocus for the first time?
Right. It was on Freeform.
Right.
Yeah, right. I saw it for the first
time. It's also
time.
on Disney Plus, I believe, too.
Never seen it.
I can't believe that's true.
Enjoyable flick. I might have.
Yeah, it was enjoyable flick for everyone in the 90s.
But when that movie came out, I was older and I didn't really give a shit. And I never gave a shit about it. And it just happened to be on. And I just kind of watched it. It was like one of those channel flipping moments you don't really have nowadays.
Watching Freeform.
Yeah, because I was flipping on just to see what was on TV, and I think I left the TV on, and it just was like in the very beginning, and then I was just like, "What is this? I'm not gonna look. I'm just gonna watch it." And then I was like, "Oh, it's Hocus Pocus." It's pretty good. Good movie.
Brian Kazaska, 20 years behind everyone else on the planet.
Yep. Next, I'll be doing my rewatch of MASH.
He only does a show about pop culture, but he's like 20 years behind the pop culture references.
Well,
He has no idea what's going on.
I know.
I expect the Squid Game review sometime in 2020, like 2042.
I'll get to that show eventually. It's on my radar. Mark, I think last week, did you go first?
I did.
Okay, I'll go first.
Not
this
that
week.
It matters, but whatever.
I like flip-flopping it. I like to, change.
I mean,
it
since
up.
you already started with your great
Pocus.
review of Hocus Pocus, I think you should continue with your
All right, I will.
Great reviews of your week and how things have been going.
So, last week we talked about Apple Plus. I really should just watch something on there since I have it.
Yes.
I watched two things, and one of the two got me sucked in. I watched the last Monday was rainy. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to watch pilots of shows that I'm interested in and see what happens, see what takes.
Yeah, see what takes.
See what sticks. I watched the first episode of Ted Lasso.
Of 227.
227.
You're 20 years behind.
Ted Lasso came out, what, last year?
It's the first episode of Babylon 5, and I liked it. I think I'm going to start watching it. That and Deep Space Nine. No, they're two great shows.
I watched Deep Space Nine when it first came out. I wasn't a big fan. Okay, so anyway, Ted Lasso. I watched the first episode.
You have to watch more than just the first episode.
I'm going to have to, because that first episode didn't do anything for me.
It was a slow build.
No offense to anybody who likes it. I know it's a very popular show and it's enjoyable from what I hear.
Yes.
I watched it.
Great show.
It was just kind of like none of the characters really jumped out at me.
It was a very set up episode.
It wasn't hilarious. It was just kind of like, it was very like Ted Lasso. You're introduced to his character. He's very like Gumby from America. He's like, it was like an SNL skit, but this went on for way too long, and like, I think he was great. And the ending, they give you some like mystery between him and his family. And you're like, well, this guy is like literally over nice. Yes. Why would his wife like want to not be with him?
Yes.
So I guess that's the carrot on the stick.
Yes.
But I think nothing about it really was just like, oh, I got to continue. Yeah. But I will get back to it. I'll give it another shot with episode 2. I'm not a one and done kind of guy. I like to watch a couple episodes before I
heard that about you. You're not a one and done type of guy.
Yeah. Mythic Quest.
Yes.
I watched the first episode of that and I was like, fuck yeah, this is my show. I'm 5 episodes in. It's a 2-season show so far. I think season 3 will be coming out soon or next year. It's about a game they're developing a video game, Mythic Quest. It's an MMO. It's kind of like Silicon Valley in a sense that there's a group of people trying to make this product, this living video game. Ubisoft. They are actually the ones who you'll see video game footage or whatever. They're the ones that are actually doing that for this show. It's funny. It's got good heart. Like Ted Lasso had good heart. I'll give it that. But this, I actually like. There was conflict in that first episode. It made me want to continue watching. It's very funny, enjoyable. So I'm sucked into that show. So no offense to Ted Lasso. I'll get to that once I finish Mythic Quest. So that's the show I fell in love with on Apple Plus. I didn't watch Jon Stewart. I know Allison wants to watch it. So it's just like, we'll give it a shot together. I'll get to it. I'll get to it when I get to it. Honestly, ever since Orange Man left office, I only watch the news in the morning. I don't watch John Oliver anymore. I don't watch anything political really, because I just need a fucking break. And I was like inundated for 4 years. Yeah. So it's like now I know we have problems. I know there's interesting things to learn and talk about. And I love John Oliver. I love The Daily Show. Those are my 2 go-tos. I would just not watch any of it. And it's felt really good. So I don't know. I'm not compelled to watch Jon Stewart. I'm but I'll give it a shot. But like John Oliver did a great piece last night about how AT&T actually funded the OAN.
Yes.
They're the ones who, and I'm interested in watching that piece. I saw in the news this morning. But I don't know. I don't know, man. For me, political humor, I just need all politics aside. I watched Saturday Night Live. That's about it, you know?
Yeah, which was terrible. So
it wasn't that bad. It was like Kim Kardashian was stiff as a freaking board. She was like, but like all the other sketches, everything around it, was funny. It had funny moments, but Kim Kardashian, she cannot act to save her life.
Yeah.
No.
It was funny. I saw a clip online of Kim Kardashian in 2006, and at that time she was still just Paris Hilton's sidekick, so it's like the paparazzi's all like trying to get pictures of Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian just like there, and no one cares. It was very funny to kind of be like, wow,
how times have changed.
He just randomly became popular because people, for some reason.
Saturday Night Live had a great ad. They did a whole thing how everybody has seltzers, and they had the JCPenney seltzer. He's like, it tastes like belts and pants.
Yeah,
dude, that was really funny.
Yeah, a belt buckle in this one.
Yeah, that was a great. I liked everything but Kim Kardashian. She just did a mediocre job. That was basically it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my Apple Plus report. I'll get, I'll try to give Jon Stewart a shot. Also, I finished Why the Last Man Volume 2. I didn't start Volume 3 this weekend because I got Far Cry 6 on Thursday. And man, oh man, I don't give a shit about any shows right now. It's all about Far Cry 6 for me. If I have free time, it is Far Cry 6.
Yes.
It is awesome.
It was really fun over the weekend listening or seeing you and John argue about Far Cry 6 the whole weekend. It was
arguing. I wasn't arguing with him.
Well, just like the
he was giving his why is Matt Ryan calling?
I don't know. I'll find out in a second. Hold on.
It makes for a horrible podcast. Don't put him on the show. We want to pause it.
Hello, I'm filming a podcast right now. Can I call you back? Okay. All right. But
we don't need.
I thought so, but I took a shot anyways.
But yeah, Far Cry 6. Like we weren't arguing. Like John was just saying he was being kind of picky, I think, about it. But like,
have you met John Francia?
I have not encountered.
When it comes to video games.
Any bugs. The game has basically every iteration they've built new things onto it, and this one's the culmination. No more tree of upgrading, which is great. You get the powers pretty much in the beginning. I'm so happy about that. You get like little you get buddies. The Far Cry 5 introduce the buddy system. Now you get them permanently. So if you want a crocodile by your side to help you out, he will be there with you the entire time.
Seems kind of a slow thing to have. Crocodile.
Dude.
In the water that'd be helpful, but on land.
No, he's quick. And he runs quick and he will take down enemies. I just got the dog Boom Boom. He will fetch anything from bodies.
The dachshund and the
I haven't got him yet. He's a little guy. He's in a little wheelchair and he's a distraction. So he'll go up to a guard and the guard will be like, hey, and then you can just like grab the guard from behind doing stealth. Now
the shtick with like Far Cry 3, the last one I played, so that shows how long I've not played any Far Cry.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't it like the shtick with the tree, and the reason why you had to get why the tree was because it was like a tattoo on your arm.
Yeah.
You had to like remember things because you were like knocked out. So you had like amnesia.
Well, you had tattoos that were giving you powers and because it was a special island. And every other one they've had the tree some way or another.
Gotcha.
But in this one, the special powers are connected to like you got like a jacket or pants or shoes or gloves or a helmet. You could be like, I'm more resistant to fire or poison, and like to me it's better. Like I don't know, because after a while you can do the tree, but how many times you have to unlock like being able to do something simple. Like I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
happy they just gave it to you in the beginning of the game. It's beautiful. It's fun. I'm having a blast with it. Yeah, so I don't know. Like I want to watch Mythic Quest maybe today, but like
Mm.
I won't be watching much of anything. um, and I mean, obviously, we got to talk about What If. We'll talk about What If later.
Yes.
I got some news, but before that, Mark, how was your week?
It was good. It was kind of a quiet week. Claire was homesick most of the week, so just a cold, nothing major. So
Everyone's getting the cold. Yeah.
yeah, it's going around, I guess. I heard Seth's got something and everything. It's crazy. So yeah, so that was basically during the week, but she was feeling better during the weekend, and we had planned to go see Venom on Saturday, so we did that.
Well,
We went to the West Springfield Cinema.
Give us the review.
I'll give you two reviews: the review of the cinema and the review of the movie. The cinema is terrible. I hate going there.
Which one is it?
West Springfield.
Okay.
They have you do the purchase the tickets beforehand.
They all do, other than
They do that now. But
Enfield
one thing they don't do is they have the things everywhere for 6 feet everywhere, like the signs, but they still sell tickets right next to you. So I'm like, okay, so you want us to be 6 feet away from each other inside the theater. Once we get in the theater, I buy tickets, but you still sell tickets directly right next to me with people I don't know. So I was not a fan of that. So we didn't sit in the seats that we bought. We sat away from people because I'm like, we're not going to sit right next to people I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like a bunch of families, a lot of kids, which was annoying.
What time did you go?
I know, people that know, like 1:30 in the afternoon. We just want to do something during the day just to kill time. Because we were out doing other stuff. So
how was the movie?
It's like the reviews have been. It was a movie. It happened.
Yeah, but what did you think of it? What did you?
I thought it was all right. It wasn't great. It's just a movie. Carnage is terrible. They waste Woody Harrelson. They waste the Carnage character. He's just a whiny brat, like kid of Venom, which was kind of disappointing.
I thought Carnage was Woody Harrelson. He's not a kid though.
Yeah, but he's the way they do it is Carnage is Venom's son because he's a part of Venom.
Oh,
it's part of Venom's symbiote that like Woody Harrelson bites Eddie Brock and he gets like a bit of the symbiote in him. That's what makes him Carnage. It was very, very lame.
So,
but the whole like shtick of the Woody Harrelson character and all that, it's very, I don't know. They tried to bring in mutants, and it just didn't like it. Really, like there was no need for it.
Well, I heard there's other Venom people or something, right?
It's so weird. Like they did like, and it's so weird too because Venom's now in, like as we talked about last week, Venom's now in the Marvel universe. So a whole other universe is not happening. Like none of those, anything that happened in this movie is basically non-existent at this point, unless they ship Venom back into his universe.
Yeah.
So right now it's like all that stuff that happened in that movie, like was for naught. Basically, it's like all just there.
Yeah, so, but he could go back and forth, I'm sure.
Maybe. Yeah, but whatever. But yeah, but it was just kind of like in the whole like thing with his ex-fiance stuff was just more dragged out from the first movie.
Oh God, we don't need to see it again. We already saw it the first time.
Yeah, it's like, and now like they got engaged, but instead of just telling him that they got engaged, just like drags them all the way out to a restaurant to tell him. And so like he like shows up at the restaurant, like, okay, why are you asking me to go out to dinner? And like she's like, oh, I'm engaged now. And it's like, oh, well, there's like a weird, like awkward moment that we didn't need to see in a movie.
Oh, she got engaged to someone else.
To Dan, the guy that was her boyfriend in the first.
Oh, why? That's like a phone call.
Yeah,
that's like a text.
It's like, why are you doing this in a theater? It's just very weird. Like, why are you doing this in a restaurant? And why is this part of the movie? Like, how does this move the story along at all? Besides just make it for an awkward scene
Right,
an excuse to throw Michelle Williams into a scene. And then they have the whole thing where Venom and Eddie Brock break up and separate from each other, and Venom jumps on the random people and is just basically killing people because he can't like connect with them. The symbiote won't bind with the human.
Right.
Just Eddie Brock. So basically he's just jumping from person to person and just killing people because he uses their life force basically. And then after they like waste that person, he just moves on and they act like it's no big deal. Like Venom's just on a murder spree for like 20 minutes of the movie and no one says anything about it. All they're worried about is Woody Harrelson's character escapes prison as Carnage, which is another waste of time. Like, what's the point of it? Like, Carnage goes through the prison guards like cordwood.
Of course.
And like there's no like, and like it's Carnage. Like Carnage should be like ripping people apart, tearing people's bodies in half, you know. It's just like boom, push that guy that way, boom, push that guy that way, suck this guy's essence out of his body. And that's about the extent of the violence you see from Carnage.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie is just a whiny brat. Like, I want to be the only symbiote. I'm gonna kill you, Dad.
So let me get this straight. They kill Carnage.
Well, they do the whole thing with the sound. They have like a bell.
Oh God!
And the Woody Harrelson's character is put into when he's a kid. He's put into a home for unwanted children.
Okay.
And he's in one area, one room, and next to him is the girl from Pirates of the Caribbean, who plays Shriek, who was a mutant, a very minor mutant. And she could do she's like the banshee kind. She could scream out and like loud noises and all that. So she's taken to Ravencroft. Another X-Men reference. It's like they try to drop a bunch of X-Men references just to drop X-Men references. So they're like boyfriend, girlfriend, but they're both insane, basically, is what they're trying to say.
Oh.
So they don't make you feel bad for these people at all, the whole movie. Like, there's no
right.
Woody Harrelson's character is a serial killer, and she's just locked in this facility forever, like in this soundproof case where they just like leave her, and I don't know. There's no point in what Ravencroft. They don't show anything what Ravencroft is. They do the whole shtick of the guard that's moving her. She like screams at. God loses his hearing in one ear. Then they fast forward to the present day, and lo and behold, the detective that was in the first movie and in this movie is that guard who has the ears thing, and he has trauma. And it's like, oh my gosh. It was very tropey. It was a tropey movie. It was definitely just a movie to get Venom to the Marvel Universe. There was no real reason for it besides that.
And then did the audience go crazy for when Spider-Man shows up?
I will tell you, even though it's a week after it came out, I would say half the theater left. I literally had to tell the guy next to me that had his kid with him that was wearing like a Spider-Man shirt. Like said, like he's getting up, like, hey, you have to stay. There's an after credits thing. You guys want to see it? He's like, oh, I had no idea. Thanks. It was like half the people had no idea. Like half the crowd left. And then when it happened, people were like, ooh, but that was about it. People reacted more to the after credits thing than they did to the whole movie.
That's what I hear. Yeah. People are more excited by the after credit scene.
Yeah. There's a group behind me that the guy was like, I have to sit through an hour and a half of this just to watch five like a 30-second clip. That's all I came here for.
You can watch it on YouTube.
That's what I said. That's what I feel like saying, but he was like, but yeah.
Well, it sounds like a movie I'm glad I didn't see.
Yeah. I will say, not a fan of Cinemark anymore. No. After I get rid of my free movies, I'll probably kill the Cinemark thing that I have and then figure out some other way to watch movies because it's just not.
Well, I'm sure
the chairs aren't really a selling point. It's not like the snacks aren't that great.
No. Agawam Theater will have Eternals because they seem to have all the Marvel movies. And the Eternals is the next movie I'm willing to go to. And of course, Spider-Man. But Internals, the runtime came out this week, 2 hours and 30 fucking 5 minutes.
This was too short, so I'm fine with that. Like Venom was less than an hour and a half.
That's fine with me.
It was too short. You can't tell a story in that amount of time on a movie screen.
A good movie can.
But this one, but yeah, like a superhero movie, you can't like flesh out the storyline enough. It like went way too quick, and like everyone says, it really does take place in like a day. Like the whole like main part of the movie, takes like a day to complete, and it's like way too fast. The story doesn't get fleshed out at all. It was just bad. I'm not a fan of it. I would put Black Widow ahead of this.
Wow. I mean, overall, Black Widow, for me, only that third act ruins it. But the movie's still good.
Yeah.
It's just that third act. They made Black Widow invincible.
Yeah.
And she is not. She is just a human spy. But they made her into like Captain America. Like she survives things blowing up. She survived a falling down from a building. She fell from the freaking sky.
Yeah.
Like they really just did whatever they wanted with her, and it didn't matter.
Well, it's like a weird retcon, because it's like we know she's not like that invincible.
She's never been invincible
in the regular movies, but it's like, so she like somehow got less invincible after this movie. It's like, so why was she was like not even 60% as badass as she was in that movie, in the regular movies.
Yeah.
Which made no sense.
Black Widow, I still enjoy it for what it is, but it's that third act could have been better.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so that's a review of Venom. What do you give it on the scale, the Geekonomics scale, 1 through 10, Mark?
I'll give it a 6.
Wow, I think that's our first 6.
Yeah. It wasn't totally terrible, but it's barely passing. It barely made it, like, I was not interested. I'll tell you that. Like, I was watching it and it was just like happening. It wasn't like,
right, you
weren't care about anybody. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about anything. All I was looking forward to was the mid-credit scene. The whole time I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to see that mid-credit scene
that we watched on YouTube last week.
Yeah, I watched on YouTube, but I can't wait to see it in real screen, on like a big screen, and see how it actually plays out. And it had like they had trailers in front of it that were very, very. There was some weird, like that Lamb movie.
Yeah, I heard it looks good.
That looks creepy.
Yeah, it looks creepy. I want to check it out.
Yeah.
Was it half an hour of fucking advertisements again?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We got Halloween, the Halloween movie, which looks terrible.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, of course.
Oh, that's good.
Lamb was the other one. There were some other ones, but I don't remember them.
Right.
Those are the big ones I remember.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Agawam again for internals.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to. All right, Mark.
All right.
We should move on to news.
Oh, one other thing that we did that day.
What?
We went to a restaurant in South Hadley called the Boathouse.
Yeah.
It's right on the Connecticut River.
Yeah, I know the Boathouse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Cool place.
Yeah.
I saw your photos on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or you or Claire posted them. I don't know.
Claire posted them. It was like one of the few times she posts things on Facebook is when she eats food. She usually posts when she eats.
And you post, my aunt's emails.
Yeah. All right. I deleted it. Okay.
As Bobby said, Mark. Bobby made the good reference to it.
Too nice. That's my problem.
If you don't share this with 5 people, a demon will come down and suck your soul.
Nice.
All right, Mark. So I got 2 things in the news.
Okay.
One, I'm very excited for this. Grand Theft Auto GTA, the trilogy, the definitive edition officially has been announced. Rockstar is officially remastering, or they have remastered Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. They will be coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox X and S, and Xbox One, and for the first time, Nintendo Switch and PC later this year. Mobile ports will follow next year. This is kind of the world's best kept secret, worst kept secret, I should say. Everybody in the gaming knew this was happening. We just didn't know when. We don't know any details about this remaster of like if the visuals are going to be really ramped up or they're going to hopefully fix the controllers. The controls on these games going back from modern sucks. I'm excited for it, and if you're a big fan but you also like the old games, they are taking down all the digital versions of these games this week. You will not be able to buy any of the originals on digital. So if you want those, get them now. The remasters we don't have a release date yet, but we only have like 2.5 months up the year. So I have to imagine maybe by November it will be out. I just played San Andreas. I freaking loved it, but the controls are so hard to get used to. You kind of like, once you get in and get used to them, it's like, I didn't want to play anything else because they're so antiquated. The muscle memory, I didn't want to lose it. And the game was so much fun too. But I would love to play Vice City with updated graphics and better controls. That's a game I would love to go back to. I just don't want to do it on the older version because of the controls. So we have to wait and see where this goes. And a bit of TV news, Mark. Streaming news. The Nielsen's data has been released for ratings on streaming. This is only based United States audience using TV sets and only covers Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, Disney Plus. This is actually last week's. This is before Squid Game came out. Asterisk. Squid Game came out September 17th. It's gained popularity over the last month, which, Mark, you did start watching it. Tell me about it after I finish this news.
Okay.
So Squid Game will not be in this list. Next week's or the week after, I'm sure it will. The top 10 original streaming TV shows of last month are, now we shit on Netflix, but Netflix has got the majority here. So majority of people are, I mean, this is only US. This is only set top boxes they're getting these numbers from. Clickbait, Netflix. And it is done in 1,000 million minutes. It's done in minutes, which is weird. Lucifer, surprisingly enough, is number 2 with 1,000 million minutes.
I mean, it makes sense. That's like that's final season.
I thought it was canceled years ago.
It was canceled like 3 or 4 years ago on Fox, and then Netflix picked it up. And they've done this is their 3rd season, the final one. Yeah,
their final season. Yeah. Number 3 was Turning Point, 9/11, The War on Terror, Netflix. Yeah. Money Heist was number 4, Netflix. Number 5, 9 Perfect Strangers on Hulu.
Claire loves that show.
Yeah, I remember when it came out. Got a lot of buzz.
Nicole Kidman and Melissa McCarthy and all them.
Right. Yeah, it looked interesting.
Yeah, he loves that show.
Number 6, Only Murders in the Building on Hulu.
I love that show. It's great.
Which I heard it's really good.
Steve Martin Short.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez.
I have to check it out.
Really good. It's a very, if you're into Steve Martin and Martin Short's comedy, it's very much in that wheelhouse. Nathan Lane.
I heard it wasn't. I heard it's not that. Is it funny or is it serious?
It's that very. It's a little. It's a mix of both. It's very, it's very dry humor.
Gotcha. Number 7, The Circle on Netflix. Number 8, Grace and Frankie on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus. That's on Netflix.
It's saying it's on Disney Plus here. It's reported. I don't know. Maybe it is on Netflix.
I think it's on Netflix. I think that's is that the Lily Tomlin show?
Yeah, I think you're right. That is on Netflix. It says Disney Plus. That's on Netflix. Yeah. What If comes in at number 9.
That's the reason why I know what it is.
Yeah. What If comes at number 9. And that's like the first Disney and only Disney Plus show since Grace and Frankie's on Netflix. And number 10, Shark Dog on Netflix. Must be a kid's show.
Yeah.
So those are the top 10 Nielsen rated shows based on United States audiences only, using TV sets and only. So I guess this is audience using TV sets, but this doesn't count if you're streaming on a laptop or your phone.
Laptop, your phone, or any kind of other.
It doesn't. Right. So they're really kind of. It's
really,
like,
really pigeonholed. It's a really small conglomerate of people that watch those things on a television screen.
Right. No, I mean, I watch everything on a television screen, but
you're not using you're not using like the television. Like, is that like people? What I'm saying is that only people using streaming services through their cable provider.
I think so. I think that's what
a very small
yeah
group of people.
Yeah.
Because like I watch it on my television, but it's through my Fire Stick.
Well, yeah, I use my PlayStation.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like a direct.
It's a very small percentage of what we're getting here, but still, those. I mean, still, you get an idea of what's popular, but it's not the whole picture. It's a small,
very small picture. Yeah, it's a very small. That's like Yeah, this is very weird. I thought it was weird, but anyway, it's worth talking about that. Those are the big shows. So Mark, you did catch Squid Game. How far did you get? What do you think? I am up to episode 5. I haven't watched 5 yet, but before we get into that, I do have update news on something we talked about recently. The stagehand strike that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Talks have resumed, but the chief of the IATSE, which is their union, tells member a deal or a strike is days, not weeks away.
Yeah, I heard they talked. They voted to strike.
Yes,
97% of everybody voted to strike. The union leader now has to go into talks again. Because if they can't get it, they will go on strike. Everybody voted.
Talks resumed on Saturday. But if a deal is to be reached and a strike averted, it will have to be made soon.
Yeah.
As I said, he said it's a matter. Matt Loeb, who's the president of the union, said it's a matter of days, not weeks.
Yeah. Hopefully, they get those demands in there. I mean, you'd hate to see them go on strike right before the holidays. Yeah.
I have heard there's a possibility of solutions, but I'm trying to find out if there actually was a solution. The news is it's very weird. They're not
they're not going to give us information like that. Negotiations are behind closed doors. So
not only that, but there's I know the Kennedy Center, the same union. They actually went on strike. They're stagehands, and they reached an agreement over the weekend as well. So it's like a lot of that stuff is out there. This is from 36 minutes ago on Vanity Fair. There's no backup plan. Can the threat of a strike make Hollywood live up to its ideals? Intense. 8 days ago, 90% of the union members who voted chose to authorize a strike if the motion picture and television producers don't offer them a better deal.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah.
Well, until we know more, that's all that happened. They voted to strike.
Yeah.
So the strike will happen if they cannot have talks again. They can't come to an agreement. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they don't, or it will be another big one.
Yeah. The current negotiations involve 2 different contracts that cover many but not all television and movie crew members. If talks fall apart, it could lead to the biggest Hollywood strike since 1945, which I mentioned previously. Many of the details would normally feel like inside baseball, but this particular struggle is resonating with people in all other areas of Hollywood as well as American workers generally. Marissa Shipley is one of the people working in the negotiations, is quoted as saying, Amazon and Apple have arms in television production now. And so part of me has to believe that a lot of people are looking at us and the power of our vote and asking what happens from here. So yeah, it could be a big, as we've said before, it could affect everything that we were just talking about. All those shows that you love might not be happening in a couple days/weeks.
Yeah.
A major shutdown, which isn't good after we just had a major shutdown last year.
I know. I feel like they're going to have to come to an agreement because they do not want to shut down again.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Yeah.
What was I going to say, Mark?
We're talking about Squid Game.
Well,
Squid Game, yes.
Like episode 5. What?
So I'm up to episode 5. I haven't watched episode 5 yet.
Are you watching it by yourself?
I am.
Because I asked Allison, she's like, I can't do that. And
I'm like, I didn't even think to ask Claire. I'm like, this isn't something she'd watch.
I guess I'll have to watch it by myself.
I would say I watched the first episode subbed, like without subtitles.
I love subtitles. So
yeah, so I watched the first one because it just defaulted to it on my Netflix. Since I don't know, it just defaulted to the dubbed version.
Yeah,
the dub is terrible.
Yeah, I heard the dub is terrible.
Really throws you off. The voices don't correlate with the people.
Yeah.
So it was very strange. I'm like, I don't know if I like this show. Like, is this how it always is? And then I saw something online. I'm like, no, you have to watch it with subtitles. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I went back and watched the first episode again with subtitles. I'm like, oh, this show's so much better with the subtitles.
Yeah.
I like this way better. So I watched it again. It's very violent. I read up on the show after the first episode to kind of like get a background on it. So I'm like, I don't like who would write this? That was my first thought. Like, who would write this? And then I saw the guys on Jimmy Fallon last week.
Yeah.
So I watched that interview. I was like, oh, okay. So then I read a little bit more about it. And the guy's story of the guy who wrote it and directed it is crazy. He been working on this show for 10 years. He's been trying to get it done, produced.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he'd gotten so he literally was so poor at one point that the laptop he used to write the whole show on, he had to sell to be able to have food.
Oh, Jesus.
So he sold a $600 laptop. He had saved the files off the computer, of course, but sold the laptop so he could pay for food. And then still kept working on the show, trying to shop it around. And Netflix finally just bought it 2 years ago. But,
wow.
Yeah. And so now it's the biggest show in 90 countries.
Yeah. Probably they're saying it's record breaking for Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard South Korea is not thrilled about it, but that's another story for another day, I guess.
Yeah.
It's really violent. It's very well acted. I did beforehand, I will admit, after watching the first episode, I'm like, this is going to be a rough show. I don't know if I'm going to be into this. I need to know what's going to happen. Because I don't want to, you know me, I'm very I don't want to be scared. I don't like it. It bothers me. Not a fan of it. So I'm like, is this going to be something I'm going to hate myself for watching afterwards? So I went to Wikipedia and I saw the synopsis of each episode just so I could be okay, I kind of have an idea what's going on now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be grossed out if I see something.
Yeah.
So I kind of know what's going to happen, but not totally. I just read the quick, this what happens in this episode, this happens in that episode.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. So now I kind of know, I can be prepared and not a visceral issue.
Yeah.
So I'm up to episode 5. I liked it so far. The deaths aren't as crazy as I thought they were going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dystopian. The set pieces are crazy. That I kind of understand why it took so long to get this put together, because there's this one set. It's very Dolly-esque, where it's all multi, Dr. Seussian. The color scheme of the rooms and everything, and people walking up multiple staircases. It's very weird. It's very strange. It's very out there.
I might hop in this week just for the show and because everyone's talking about it. It was like 9 episodes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they half hour, an hour? Must be an hour.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know. I think they're like an hour. They go by quick.
Yeah. I'll have to watch it myself. So
yeah,
I'd like
it's not
to
even
talk,
like it's not so much scary as it's kind of like, oh, why?
Intense.
Why?
It's
yeah,
intense.
what is going on here? Why is this happening?
Right.
Like the deaths aren't like. I think later on they get kind of crazy. The deaths. There's a couple scenes here and there. Like there was one scene where a guy's hand gets like tossed into like a press, but that's not in the game part.
Yeah.
But the game story is very, very weird. But
I'll have to check it out.
I mean, if it's the thing everyone's talking about, so I figured for the show I should at least give it a shot.
Right. I'll do it myself. I'll give it a shot this week. Like I said, it's so hard because Far Cry 6 is like all my time. But I will definitely try to watch that this week.
Yeah. I like heard a lot about it beforehand.
Well, everybody, Bob,
like everyone's
Rocky,
talking about this. They should probably talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
But I was like worried because I'm like, I don't want this to be like some like horror thing that I'm not going to be able to handle. Like I can handle people getting shot. Like that's like action movie stuff I can handle.
Yeah.
But if like it was like people like getting body parts cut off and stuff like that, I'm not into that.
Yeah, right. Dismemberment. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't handle the blood, like that kind of blood.
But so far, it's not that bad.
Stress out, like people have like injuries. I can have an issue with that. I can't handle that. But I can handle people just being killed. Don't ask me why, but it's just how I am.
But you used to watch Walking Dead.
It took a lot to get to that. But again, Walking Dead, I'm okay with the zombies. I'm not okay with people being attacked by the zombies and being
right.
And like the blood being like bursting out of people. I can't handle that. It's very weird. It's just it's the thing I have. I can't help it. It's just
I hear you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I watch things and I have to look away or I go, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's moments like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's also some characters in this that you're kind of like, oh God, I can't wait for you to die.
That's good.
I can't wait for when they off you. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna be excited when you die.
All right. Well, one thing we did both watch is What If. The last episode of What If.
Season 1.
Season 1. So overall, it's an enjoyable show. I enjoyed it all.
Yes,
really.
I feel it was it is one of my favorite shows so far this year.
Well, what I want to ask you.
Okay.
We talked about last week. Was the scene with the Honda Civic in the
no
in there?
It was not. But the idea of the scene wasn't there.
Well, obviously we knew they were going to assemble the Guardians of the multiverse.
Yes.
But like it was those people in that commercial. I mean, you had Star-Lord.
Yes, they all were in there.
They were all in there.
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah.
Okay.
The version of that scene was kind of in the episode, but not totally.
There was a scene where
they do like the pan of all of them.
Right. But then the only time you have the robots was when like Thor came down and they had a little battle.
That's the scene that they used and they just put him into a Honda in the commercial.
Right. I had a feeling when I watched it. I was looking out for it. I enjoyed the Guardians of the Multiverse. I thought it was a fun episode. It's so funny because What If for me, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch that. I totally forgot. Like I'm never really into going in, but then when I watch it, I have a blast.
Yeah.
It's like it's the show I always forget about.
Why is Killmonger such a butt?
Well, that's his character.
I know, but as a character, he's such a no matter what universe, like you can't like just get it. You can't figure it out. Like, what's your issue?
He's still the same person.
Just a brat, just a like annoying person.
But so it ends. Yeah, it was sort of like a cliffhanger, right? Because Killmonger takes off.
Not a cliffhanger. They like him and Zola get into like a battle for the stones.
Right.
And evil Doctor Strange puts them into their own mini universe.
Oh yeah.
Which he then takes back to his mini universe and just stays there watching them so they don't break out and cause any trouble.
It's how they always, and then they'll break out. I mean, come on.
And they'll break out. Yeah, something will happen next season. Well, something will happen. But
right. But it was a fun, man. That was a cool.
I didn't get the whole thing of where did they put Black Widow? Like just in a universe that had lost Black Widow?
I guess they put her back in the universe that she died in. So she's back. I guess.
Okay.
Right?
I couldn't remember. That was the one part I need to I thought over the weekend. I get to rewatch this and figure out where in the stories was there something where Black Widow passed or was killed and Lokis are attacking.
Oh my god, it was way in the beginning, maybe?
Was it?
They did that episode that was kind of like Iron Man 2. And
was it the maybe now I think about it, was it the Hank Pym episode?
Could have been. Yes, it was, because the Hank Pym episode, I think was when they kind of did an Iron Man arc.
Was it earlier on that she dies?
I don't know.
Because that was the one place they didn't pull anyone from. You know what I'm saying? Because they pulled a character from each one of the stories. But that was the only one that no one got pulled from because there's no heroes left because they all die because of Hank Pym.
So probably that one.
So maybe that one then.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that I was like, what is going on here? Why is she being dropped here?
So it's funny. It's funny, we talked about this before, but people are saying, why does it matter? Well, it actually added up to something at the end. It all had a through line in the story.
No, I like that thing because What Ifs didn't do that in the comic books, really.
Yeah.
But I like that they do that in the show, that there's a story. It's basically telling the story of the Watcher.
Right. Yeah.
Which is good because I'm assuming that'll be his character will somewhere come into the main storyline sooner or later.
He doesn't have to.
Well, with the whole multiverse thing going on, I'm assuming there's going to be some.
I kind of feel like the Watcher is. We saw that in Loki. That is the whatchamacallit there. Those are kind of the Watchers in a weird way.
Yeah.
That's kind of them. It's more grounded. It's not an alien with a big head. You know.
I mean, we can't really say grounded since there's Guardians of the Galaxy and all that.
I understand, but what I'm telling you, that's how I see it
going on. So,
and speaking of Marvel, I got Far Cry. I want to beat because Guardians of the Galaxy lands at the end of the month, and I have it pre-ordered. It looks awesome. I'm so excited.
It's the same people that did Avengers, though, right?
No, it's a different team.
But it's the same company.
The same publisher, but it's a different team.
Yeah,
It's not the same team who did Avengers.
I know. I'm just saying it's the same production company.
Publisher. The publisher is someone who foots the bill. And
Well, I'm saying Ubisoft is the one that makes the games. It's a
Ubisoft,
different team of Ubisoft. I'm not saying Ubisoft for this game, but I'm saying as a video game company, they're the ones that release the games.
Let's see. Hold on. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, hold on. It's Eidos Montreal by Square Enix. Eidos Montreal. And the Marvel Avengers game. Is by Square Enix, Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, okay. So totally different.
Yes.
Okay.
Square.
I was curious because I don't know how that was all working out. So I know that there's Marvel's they've sold off to so many different people at this point.
Square. Well, yeah, Marvel. Anybody can make a Marvel game.
Yeah.
They put the rights out to anybody.
Yeah.
So Eidos Montreal is doing Guardians of the Galaxy. And it looks really good. I've been watching the videos every week. I'm very excited for it. And you play Star-Lord, but you have the whole team, and you can make the team do different things.
Okay.
The humor's there. They got rock and roll in there. They took elements of James Gunn's version, plus they added their own flair to it. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. I started playing the Avengers game itself.
Yeah. And I mean, I heard it's good, but it's not fantastic.
It's not great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to. It sounds not PC to say. I don't want to play a kid. I don't want to play the kid character. I don't want to play Miss Marvel. I want to play the Avengers game. I want to play the Avengers.
So you're playing Miss Marvel the entire time, right?
So far. At the very beginning, you play the Avengers like quickly. You like move through them really quickly.
Right.
They're different characters. And it's a button masher, which is annoying. So.
But there is, I know on Game Pass I think you can play the Black Panther.
Yeah, it's in the story. You go farther down the road, you play it.
Right.
I'm still very early on in the story, and it's just I'm not like interested in it.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's just like what happens is like the Avengers are the Avengers. They're having a thing, and AIM is trying to put together one of the doctors that's working with the Avengers ends up after the whole thing happens, and whatever they call the air carriers things,
the airship,
yes, falls into the bay in San Francisco, and an explosion happens and tears apart the Golden Gate Bridge, and a bunch of people die, and the Avengers get blamed for it, and AIM takes over, and AIM like builds robots, and they like take over, and they have like the police and all that, and so they're rounding up all the superheroes. And I'm very early on, and it's like you're Miss Marvel, and you have powers.
Yeah.
So you're like trying to like, I guess the shtick of the game is you're gonna put the Avengers back together.
Right. Yeah, I own it
early on.
And they all kind of break up or something?
Yeah, I think so. I think they all go into hiding, and you're like now going to like find them.
I own it. I haven't played it yet. I got it super cheap on sale. And if I know it was coming to Game Pass, I would not have bought it because I would just play it in Game Pass. But I mean,
I'm at the one part where you have to like snoop around in the sewers to like get away. And it's like one of my least favorite parts of any game is when you have to snoop around. Because like any little like instant, and I'm playing it like I was playing it on like regular.
Yeah.
And it was like any little move like sets off the things, and like you can't get it by them. So even knock it down to easy, just be like, I need to get by this part, and I'll put it back afterwards. Because I just hate this part of any game. And even still, it's like any little movement, like the robots find you and you're like stuck. It's like I barely even moved.
You just want to beat shit up. You just want to.
I just want to destroy things. I don't want to be hiding from these robots. Why can't I just fight them?
Well, I mean, power through it.
Parts, especially when the stealth part of the games isn't done right.
Right. Yeah.
That's the thing about it. It's like it's very, very like quick.
It's got to give you some wiggle room, you know.
Yeah.
That's why Far Cry 6, when you take down a post, you can go stealth or you can go guns blazing, and it's awesome. It's awesome either way. I love it.
Yeah.
So I will, once Guardians comes out, I'll let you know. I mean, I have high hopes for it. I want to see what the reviews are going to be. But
Marvel games don't have a very big history of being good. Like Spider-Man was the only one that was.
Spider-Man games have been the best.
But I'm saying those are the only ones. Every other like Marvel game.
But this is kind of like a new dawn, a new generation. Yeah, I mean, Avengers, they really shoehorned that game to be an online game.
Yeah.
And people were upset that they really put more onto the online emphasis than the story itself.
Yeah.
And people have liked it now with the free DLCs they're giving people.
Yeah.
I think people have forgiven them a little bit. But I mean, the Spider-Man games have been really good, but now we're going to have a Wolverine game coming out.
Yeah.
We're going to have Spider-Man 2 coming out. We got Guardians coming out in October. So I feel like they can be better. Just depends on who makes them.
Those Guardians cross-platform or just PlayStation?
No, it's going to be on everything.
Okay. Because I know Spider-Man was, I think, just PlayStation, right?
Spider-Man's only Sony. But Guardians will be out for everything. And then they're going to be putting out an X-Men game next year. It looks really awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be cross-platform. It's going to be oh God, I can't remember. Wolverine's going to be it. A whole bunch of people are going to be in it.
Like the original X-Men game?
Oh God, I got to look it up. It's awesome.
Game is awesome.
Oh yeah.
You have to be the different characters you drop in. You could switch out. Battle like the Sentinels and everything.
Yes, the side scrollers. Are you talking about the side scroller there?
Yeah.
It
was an arcade game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I have it right behind me.
Yeah.
It's on there.
Oh, is it on there?
Yeah. I can't find it. But anyway, it's coming out.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mark, I think it's been a show. What else we got?
What if we didn't really get to what we thought of the whole show? We just I got branched off there when you talked about the
Okay, so what do we think about? Okay, well, let's go there.
So where would you put What If in the category of Marvel Disney Plus shows? Let's go that way.
Oh, Disney Plus shows?
Yes.
Probably for me, it would land at the bottom. I think I like.
Now, is it worth is it here's a caveat to this now that I think about it. Can we put it in that same category with the live action shows, or should it be in its own separate?
It's a show. I mean, it's an animated show. It's still a show. I mean,
it's not in storyline, we'll say, as the other ones.
I get what you're saying, but I mean, for me, this
we
is
know
a show.
We don't know if it's the main storyline. We'll say that.
But I would forget this would come out every week, and I wasn't always that excited to watch it. When I did, I enjoyed it. But every week I was looking forward to Loki. Every week I was looking forward to WandaVision. Every week I was looking forward to Captain.
Was it because this is on a different
Falcon.
day than the other ones? I noticed that threw me off.
I did throw me off because I'd always watch it
on a Wednesday.
Friday.
Was not. I was looking for it on a Friday.
Right.
Fridays are my Marvel day.
I'm very much looking forward to Hawkeye because that trailer looks great.
Yes. Me too. Yeah.
But still, this is kind of my least. It's not bad, and if I'm comparing to the other shows, it was probably my least favorite thing. I would say the shows outshine it, in my opinion. It's still enjoyable. So I will
say,
I don't know.
For me, I would even break them not just the What If as a whole. I kind of would break them down into individual stories as well.
Yeah, some were better than others.
I am all in and sold on Captain Carter Black Widow show. Them having their own separate show in the What If universe.
Yeah, they're good.
Of an animated version, I would watch that show. That would be awesome. That Haley Atwell and whoever the person that's playing Black Widow,
totally,
their chemistry is very good. And I think Haley Atwell deserves more credit for Peggy Carter. Just again, based off of this, as well as original stuff.
Right.
She's great as that character. I also think the T'Challa Star-Lord character shined.
Love him
again in this.
Fantastic.
again, could care less about Killmonger. I think everyone thinks is one of the best Marvel villains. I think he's one of the worst Marvel villains.
I think he's a great Marvel villain because in this you get to see more of him.
He's
I
just
think
annoying.
he could have been better if they kept him alive.
He's just annoying.
Black Panther. So
he's just annoying. I don't know. I just don't find him intriguing at all. I find him to be annoying, and I think the story of his character is interesting, but just not like. Get over.
I liked him more in this personally.
Yeah, but whatever. But yeah, no, I think like again, the more I think about it, I don't know if I could put it in with the other shows because it's the animated version and it's not in storyline, main storyline.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's not terrible. It's good. It definitely was a nice speed bump to get us to the next show, which is Hawkeye.
Like Thanksgiving weekend, I think.
Yeah. So we get a couple weeks off.
Right, starts like the 25th of November or something.
Yeah, it's like the weird off season for that because usually we've been like show after show after show, so it's gonna be strange to not have anything to watch for a while.
Well, we only have like 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks until Internals because Internals comes out in November.
Yeah, but then
so
you got Eternals, then
Hawkeye,
Spider-Man, then
a car honking.
Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And then next year is the year of Star Wars.
Sort of. Mandalorian.
Andor.
And Andor. Are they both coming out next year?
I believe they're both coming out next year.
The
Ahsoka show should be going soon too.
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron is being put together.
But they're going to space it out. They're not going to give it, they're not going to be like...
I don't know. They're going to have all these other Marvel shows are going to be coming too at the same time.
It seems like Disney takes their time doling them out. Like what I'm saying is we're not going to get a Star Wars and Marvel show. They're going to give you a Marvel show for 3 months.
Well, because I think you're also going to get Miss Marvel's show.
Yeah.
Be happening next year because that movie's coming out next year. Armor Wars is going to be in the works. Ironheart is in the works.
In the works, yeah. Those are years.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. Not all next year though. There'll be
but it's gonna be spread out. But there's a lot of stuff going on. Doctor Strange multiverse. In
our Geekonomics scorecard, for me, a 1 out of 10. I like my 1 out of 10s. For me, I give What If an 8. I give What If an 8. It was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed others more than others. There's others I would rewatch in a heartbeat. Yeah. There's other ones I'll never rewatch.
Yeah.
So it was great. I liked it. It was fun. Sometimes it was forgettable. Sometimes it wasn't. I mean, it just depended on that episode and what you liked personally.
I will agree with you and give it an 8 as well. I think it was very much a palate cleanser type show. It was very much just here's something to get you through till the next big thing happens. Right. It was a great little Marvel, little moose boosh of Marvel stuff. Here's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, just to get you through until the next big thing happens, which you need sometimes.
Yeah, Disney wants us to stay subscribed.
That's right. I want you to cancel your subscription like Brian used to.
Yeah, now I can't. Those bastards.
Yeah, I keep you around. Now you to watch Hocus Pocus on Disney Plus again.
I already watched it. I don't need to watch it.
Hocus Pocus 2's coming.
I don't care. I literally watch.
He says until 10 years from now when he watches Hocus Pocus 2, it's like, you know what? It wasn't a bad movie.
The only time I fire up Disney's when we're watching this stuff. I don't watch anything else on it. I mean, I'm sure it has great stuff. I just don't care. I just don't. I mean, I do want to watch the Lego Star Wars Christmas special I missed last year.
Which I heard is pretty good. And the Halloween one just came out.
Yeah, I want to watch that. So
and then Muppets just did a haunted mansion movie with Will Arnett, which looks pretty funny.
That's cool. I'll check that out.
So I want to check that out. And then the Star Wars Visions, I think you should check out the anime stuff.
I did. I watched a couple. They're not my thing.
The first one's amazing.
Yeah, I like the first one. First one's
amazing. It's very, like I said, they're very much different types of animes. So if you don't really like the cutesy stuff, those ones I wasn't a fan of so far. I'm up
Yeah.
to, I think, like the 6th or 7th one. I still have a couple more to watch.
Yeah.
But the 9th Jedi one was really good. That was the last one I watched. And there was the one with like a twins. That one was really good. But there's been a couple that are like, yeah. I watched the one that was like the Astro Boy one. I wasn't into that at all. But
yeah, I have put that on once or twice. So I am checking it out slowly.
Yeah, and they're quick and easy, so it's nice.
Right. All right, Mark.
All right.
It's been a show.
It's been a show.
Like, subscribe. We're on the old Facebook. We're on
Yes.
YouTube. We're on Geekonomics.
Yeah. Find out what we're going to talk about next
iTunes.
week, because there's nothing that we know of at this moment to talk about. So
I got things to talk about next
we'll
week.
find out something that the review next week, and we'll be here to talk about it. So
All
come
right.
back, check us out. Like Brian said, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on Facebook and the YouTubes as well. We do post a show on YouTube. No one knows that, but we do.
We do.
There.
Oh,
So,
before we go, real quick,
Oh.
East of the River comic book convention is going to be on Halloween this year on the 31st.
yes.
9 a.m. is early bird. 10 a.m. we open officially to the public if you don't want to get in for an early bird for $1.
Yes.
For 99 cents. And it goes until about 2:30, 3 o'clock at the American Legion, Enfield, Connecticut.
Yes. And this coming weekend at the Zombie Hideout is a comics and collectibles show as well, all weekend long at the Zombie Hideout. And on one of the days, I'm not sure when, you can check out on Facebook, on the Zombie Hideout Facebook page, the original Sabretooth will be at the show.
Oh, that's this
Signing
weekend?
autographs. Yeah, this weekend. So
Oh, I thought that already happened for some
no,
reason.
16th and 17th. So it's this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Are we? Oh my God.
Yeah. We're halfway
Today's
through the month
11?
already.
No.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Yep.
no.
Yep.
All
Sorry,
right.
start gathering your stuff now, Brian, because you're gonna forget and you'll be stressing out the week before. I gotta put my stuff together for Scott show. Oh man.
No, I'm all set. I'm ready to go for Scott show.
Okay, good.
Ready to go.
Should
All
bring
right.
a skeleton with you to be your co-worker.
Yeah, I should bring Mr. Skelly with me.
Yeah, you dress him up, put him in a nerd shirt,
Yeah.
put a hat on him. He could be you. Just have him sit in a chair. It's been so slow. This is what happens. It's been a slow day. It's been a slow day at the show.
Been a slow day at the show, guys. All
I
right.
feel like I've
That's
been
a-
here forever.
Oh God, I've been
All right.
here my whole life. All right.
I've been here for so long. This is what happened to me. All right, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Have a good week, everybody. See you later.
See you later.
Oh,